little bit. Boop. Cool. All right, everybody. Here we go. Got a missed call. Yep. So, hello and welcome to yet another exciting time. My children are obnoxious. On the bright side, my Mario game's getting better. Hold on one second. I gotta mute myself. Oh, they went out another way. Never mind. They went out another way. Okay, so the game for the week is we're doing rhythm review and all that fun stuff. So we're going to be interacting with that. We're going to be doing some basic counting, looking at time signatures, how time signatures work, and all that fun stuff. For Wednesday, if you have not already gotten Zoom, I highly recommend that you do that, just because on Wednesday what we're going to be doing is we're going to have you guys kind of call in and work, like play, just like try to play. There we go. That looks better. Sorry, my camera was bugging me. Also, look at all my hair. I haven't cut my hair in so long. Look at this. Look at this. Like, you can run my fingers through it. For those of you who are here for a while, you know exactly what that means. What? He hasn't cut his hair. I know. I'm sick. Not cutting my hair. It's ridiculous. So the name of the game is Rhythms. Stuff's going to go up in Google Classroom after all this is done, so don't freak out if that is the case. Yes. Boop, 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 boo, doo, 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 boo, boo, boo. The district is meeting right now. Good to know. All right. Here we go. Rhythm time. Woo woo. All right. Pitch is not going to matter for right now. Clef is not really going to matter right now. So don't freak out. Oh, you can see the top of my head. I need to resize that. That's gross. So with time signatures, this thing right here. The main thing to keep in mind is that it is just a big fancy fraction. That's all that it is. That's why we have 1/4. The way that you break down a time signature so that way you can understand what it is telling you is by this. The top number tells you how many. The bottom number tells you what. So even though this looks like a whole rest, what it is really going to tell you is that measure is broken up like that. So see, we have 1/4 note, and that's all that measure is. So it is 1/4, 1/4 note, because it's 1/4. 2/4, 2 quarter notes. Boom, boom. 3 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3. 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. If this bottom number was to change, which we'll get to in a little bit, we'll see how that works. But I'm sorry, my district thing is blowing up right now. Because everybody finally got online because it's 9 a.m. and they're realizing, oh no. Oh, that works. That works. All right. So 1/4. We have 1 quarter note. 2/4, 2 quarter notes. 3/4, 3 quarter notes. 4/4, 4 quarter notes. Does that make sense to everyone? How the top number tells you how many are in a measure. A measure is that defined area, bar line to bar line there. is there going to be school over summer break? That I don't know. The state school board meets on Tuesday, which means Tuesday, Wednesday, probably I'll have an answer. Yee. Cool. So I'm sorry about that, Allison. Cool. Then you got that right there. Hold on, my children are trying to come back in my house. Parenting at its finest. Okay. Get us back on track. Alright, so when we're looking at it, when we count it out in 4-4, it's just a simple thing. We're just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Because this right here told us, this right here, that time signature, told us that there are going to be 4 quarter notes in it. So when we're counting the beat, we assign them a number. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to be in numerical order like that. When we get to the end of a bar line, things restart. So in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, we hit a bar line 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're just waiting to see what will happen with the rest of our line. Yes, we are. Because technically we haven't been allowed to put in grades as of right now. Because the state school board, the way that the rules are set up is if you shift to an online class, you can't give out grades because not everybody might have the technology equipment for that. So that's why everything's kind of in review mode right now, is because we legally can't give you grades for things that you originally didn't sign up for. Like if you originally signed up for an online class, by signing up, you signify that you have a few certain items. And so that way they know they have access to the internet, they have a computer, it's going to be online, it's okay. Whereas here, assuming just because we gave you a laptop does not mean that you necessarily can take an online class. So that's why things have kind of been in multiple places for me. Like that's why it's on Twitch, then it's on YouTube. That's why things are in Writing and Google Classroom and Teams and Discord. It's just so that way it's everywhere and people can get access to it. I see the Discord blowing up. Let me go check on it real quick. Good morning. Today is a wonderful day today. Awesome. Gamer. Who's Dweeb Polar? Oh, Dweeb Polar is just a random person who's been hanging out with us on Twitch. Aiden. That's who that is. Okay. So, when you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, it resets at the bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4. That way you know if this is measure 4. Measure 4, 2, 3, 4. Measure 5, 2, 3, 4. Measure 6, 2, 3, 4. When we get into eighth notes, since eighth notes are worth half a beat, they split it up. Or not half a beat. They get half a count. Yes, half a count. Sorry, I'm breaking my own rules. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And so if the beat is right here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and when you apply that back into quarter notes, it's still going on. 1, 2, 3, 4 and when you're holding out the note da, these subdivisions in there of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. They're still running through there. It's just helping us keep time in the tempo or speed that we're going. This is usually the trickiest thing for people to understand right here. It's always going to be the strong beat first in terms of eighth notes, followed by the weak beat or the off beat, which is the and. So it's always going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's never going to be and 1. You're never going to see it typed up to where the and comes right here. Because these quarter notes, like these two eighth notes add up to a quarter note, right? The number's always going to come first because it's going to tell you where in the measure you are. That's why. Like if you notice, there's a little arrow right here. Let's see if I can zoom in enough. I'm at 350%. There's a little arrow right here where the and is showing where it would line up. Boop, lines up with this. It's saying that, hey, there's an eighth note that would exist right there. It's just, it's included because these two eighth notes add up to a quarter note. So it's just saying it would fall in right there. You can see it in the space. Does that make sense for some people? Pick yourself up, pick yourself up, pick yourself up. Good. Yes. Beautiful. There's at least one response. I can work with that. Cool. All right, so we're going to go over to some practice time. So we got 4 measures in 4/4. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with some simple stuff, and then we're going to slowly make it more complicated. All right, so here's our measure. We're in 4/4. Everything's going to be existing in 4/4 time. So don't freak out if you get something else, okay? It's all in 4/4 time. So we have quarter, quarter, eighth, quarter. All right? So we're going to start off with this quarter note right here. What beat is it going to be? Your options are 1, 2, 3, 4, or and, because those are the only options that you can use. 1, 2, 3, 4, or and. 1. All right, we got to vote for 1. Let's see if anyone else disagrees with her. I know the answer. Yep, those are... Okay, Joanna just went ahead and told us the whole thing, but we can work that. Yes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that gives us the whole measure right there. Joanna's just moving ahead of us. It's all good, Joanna. We can work it that way. Is that okay for the rest of chat people if we just go ahead and say what the full measures worth of counting would be? Yes. Beautiful. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. We don't have any other ands other than this beat right here, beats 3, solely because these are the only eighth notes in there. A common mistake that I see with people is something like this, is we'll have 1 and 2 and, oop, no, 3. Is we'll see this will be a common error when we do counting practice stuff, is people will instantly see these eighth notes right here, and what will happen is people will go, oh, eighth notes, that's the and it'll turn into 1 and 2 and 3. They're saying the rhythm out loud, like the notes, what it's showing you, they're saying it correctly, but when they're counting it incorrectly. So remember, if this is our strong beat, so this is our quarter note, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because if I was to clap out, if I was to say what we have there, we have 1 and 2 and 3. Those are 2 completely different rhythms. So when we're talking about it, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cool. All right, we're going to throw some people a bit of what's going on here. So here we go. Oh no, he's mean. Yes, we're gonna stick with quarter notes. All right, here we go. Measure 9. That's the one we're looking at. We're looking at this measure right here. You want to go ahead and drop in the chat how you would count that one out. All right, we got one answer. We got two answers. You can notate it how I am, or you can do it the way that Tori is. It is completely your choice. We got two answers. Let's at least try and get a third. I third that statement. Okay, yes. So we will work with that. So what we got is we have 1 and 3, 4. If you notice when I was putting in the lyrics, it even jumped straight to this 8th note and skipped it. Now, so we have 1 and 3, 4 is what we have going on here. The 2 exists as this rest right here. Beat 2 is technically right here. But since it's a rest, it is a silent note, and we count it just internally in our head. So if this was to change to a note, this would become beat 2 right there. This would be beat 2 right there. But I left the rest there on purpose, just so that way we'd have 1 and 3, 4 going on. So good job. Tori was the first one to get that, so congrats. Tori was the fastest one. All right, here we go. Still sticking with just quarter and 8th notes, so don't freak out. Not what I wanted. All right, there we go. Here we go. This measure right here, that's what we're looking at. This measure highlighted in blue. 8th, 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 quarter, 8th. All right, we got one answer. One and 2 and 3. Cool. All right, so everyone's getting the right answer, and I understand typing it out. So what we got here is what we're looking at. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. This is my 69th comment on stream. Beautiful, Aiden. Very nice. Very, very nice. So yes, so I understood what you were saying, Alex, up there, with the 1 and 2 and 3, and this rest just operates just like this one did over here. So ba 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 ba. If this was just to be looped, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, it makes a lovely, nice little ostinato for you. All right, one final one for us here.
Mama, come too.
Yes, darling. Here we go. This rhythm right here, final one in 4/4 time. 8th, 8th quarter, 8th, 8th quarter. Children are riding their bikes outside. LOL. 1 and 2. Cool. Let's see if we can get a fourth person to respond, because I think we've been having about 4. Who'd we lose? We lost Tori. Tori still needs to respond. Boop. Or Jenny. Either one of those works. Well, beautiful. We'll take it. We'll take that. Yep. So what we have is 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. eighth, eighth quarter, eighth, eighth quarter is the way that is breaking down. So are you seeing how when we have it written out like that, and then we put the counts to it, it's a little bit easier than if you're just following along in chat, how some of these rhythms, such as this right here, this rhythm in this measure, if you're just reading chat and you just saw 1 and 2 and 3 and, you would probably, it's complicated because you don't know where that and is. So that's why when we're counting out loud, it's important to have that steady beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. That's why it's important that when you're counting, you're not just like 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and, because those are different rhythms than what you have written out here. Yes, it's still 1 and 2 and 3 and, but this is 1 and 2 and 3 and. Does that make sense to people in terms of 4/4 and kind of how we're counting out quarter notes and eighth notes before we head on to 6/8, which is staring at us in measure 12 there? Yee. We got a yee. Yes. 2 yeses. Reburger. Welcome, Reburger. All right, so we're going to move on to 6/8. So here we go, 6/8. Still a fraction. Top number tells us how many. Bottom number tells us what. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many? What? Eighth notes. 1/8. The what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 6/8, things are grouped in 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are two ways that most people will count it. You can literally count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or you can break it up into the triplet like feel that it has. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a. And that's because 6/8 has two strong pulses or beats. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 1 and a 2 and a. I know band people that when we were dealing with Sonyo, that's in 12/8. So that's why it looked like it was a 4/4 bar. But then it just had all those triplets underneath it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. It's just how it's broken up in that feel. Does that make sense in terms of how 6/8 is different? It has more of a triplet feel or a 3 feel. 1, 2, 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a versus if it was just straight eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Those two measures are kind of the same, 3/4 and 6/8 when you're looking at them. It's just the way they're grouped is different. So here we go. Time for practice. So we're in 6/8. We're throwing you something weird. Here we go. Practice time. 6/8. This measure right here. You can either use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or you can use 1 and a 2 and a. I will accept either one. I will accept either one. Your choices are you can use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or you can use 1 and a 2 and a. The choice is yours. we're looking at this measure right here. We are in 6/8. I'll even throw, no, I'll throw the time signature right there just to help remind people. We are in 6/8. We're looking at this measure right here. How would you count that out? All right, we got 2 different answers so far. So let's fight it out in the comment section. All right, we got 2 different questions. All right, looks like the flutes are deciding on ignore mine. It's okay, Tori. Wrong answers are good answers too. So, we do have our correct answer. I'm going to stick with the and. I'm going to write mine out right that. So, Tori, do you understand? I understand what you did there because I see that you grouped the 5 and the 6 together. So I'm guessing what you're thinking is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with the 5 being elongated and the 6 kind of being smushed in there. Is that correct? Is that what you're thinking there? No, yeah. Okay. When I saw it, I was like, I hope that's what she means. Yes. So we have 1 and a 2 and, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on how you want to think about it. 1 and, I'm just going to stick with this because this is the main way that I learned, because counting to 6. I think so. Yes, that was my answer, and it was correct. Yay me! So 1 and a 2 and is what we have going on over there. 1 and a 2 and. 1 and a 2 and. All right. So the quarter note takes up 2 eighth notes just as it was there. It didn't have a dot, so it didn't take up a full beat. So good job catching on to that. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here's a new measure for you. This one right here. This one right here. How would you count that one out? One and 2 and. Yes. So it is. Oop. So it is 1 and 2 and. But just remember that unlike in 4 times, it's not 1 and 2 and. 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 It still has that triplety feel. It's not 1 and 2 and. That's 2/4. That's 2/4. This is just 1 and 2 and. Or 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. Look at Joanna leveling up for watching the stream. There we go. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. Very nice. I feel like you guys are doing better with this one than. All right, let's try this one right here. That measure right there. Should be a simpler one. Cool. Yes. It's just simple. 1 and 2. Now just remember though, that when we're counting it out, this 2 right here is long. So it's not just 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2. Because it takes up a significant amount of time there. All right, we're going to throw one more at you Here comes Mr. Glenn. Boom. This is just more for the practice of counting it out. You'll never actually see this in music all that often because it's just kind of a silly rhythm, but it's just here mainly for the practice. Man, Madison quick on the take. Wow. Ooh, sorry if that was super loud. Yes. Ooh. No. That's not what I wanted. There it goes. Yes. And a two and. 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 So you got that going along quite nicely there. So in terms of 6/8, does anyone have any questions at all about it? Or is this kind of... I know we've been doing some 6/8, 12/8 stuff in band class, so I know that's why they're more quick on the ball than some of the other ones of us. But does that make sense for us? Are there any other questions about at least 6/8 and 4-based time, so quarter note time? Or quarter note based times? Because otherwise we're going to try our new little thing here in a second. Let's see if we can get it to work. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Dooba-dooba-dooba-doom. We'll play some 12/8 time in the background. Cool. I'm also going to publish that counting as a PDF. I'm going to publish it as a PDF. It's cry time. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. If you want to test out the Zoom gathering with me on stream, over in the Discord, there's a new channel. It has the meeting in there for you. Has it in there for you. It has it in there for you. So it's getting hooked up. If you want to try and join so that way we can look at stuff, let's go ahead and do that. Ba-ba-da. Failed to start the video camera. You have my video camera. Oh, there's Alex. Hold on. Gotta put my headphones on. Hello, Alex. Bum, 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 bum. And Allison. Oh, look at us go. And Madison. Look at us go. And Tori got in there. It's great time. Alright, let's get it in there. Alright, look at this working. Yes. It should just have a disable button on the over by where it mutes. Yeah. You are welcome. I'm not sure why my camera doesn't want to work. Start video. Oh, it's probably because I'm using it elsewhere. But sweet. So, the idea behind the Zoom is your computer's being dumped. No, Joanna, not your computer. The idea behind it is on Wednesday, with some of the excerpts, as we're going to get into some sight reading, just so that way people can sing and people can play their instrument, as we're going to hook you in through Zoom. And what the plan is we'll get you hooked in through Zoom, and then we'll have it up on the screen and you can play it, and I'd be able to hear you play it back at me. That's the goal. I know not everybody is going to instantly want to do that, but that's the idea behind the Zoom, is setting it up just so that way we have a way to get you guys interacting. How's that sound for people? I cannot. Oop. Sweet. All right. So overall, does anyone have any questions about the rhythm stuff or about the plan for Zoom on Wednesday at all? It sounds so weird. Yes, the stream is going to be slightly behind. It's like a 2 or 3 second delay, depending on how far behind you are. Cool. All right. So, I'm going to end this, or I'm at least going to pop out of this. I'm going to leave. You can hang out if you want, but I'm going to go back over to the stream. Sweet. All right. So the plan for Wednesday is we're going to have the Zoom call set up. That looks nice. You won't be able to see me because my picture is here. But the plan for Wednesday and what it's going to be is we're going to have some sight reading, sight singing. We're mostly aiming after the rhythm rather than the pitch. So it's not going to be something too terribly hard to play. In Google Classroom here in about 5-10 minutes, what we're going to have is it's going to have the next DFA for you. We got the music review already set up, so we need to get those done. As well as if you still have not gotten into smart music, please get into smart music, because with the schools being closed, that if there's any new performance assignments, and this is a performance-based class, that's how you were going to start assigning you grades. Don't freak out about it. If you have an instrument that belongs to the school, you're probably going to hold on to it through the length that the school year would have been, because no matter what, school's still going on. We're just not going to physically be there. So there'll probably be a day where it'll all be collected up. So don't freak out on that. Does anyone have any questions before we end this thing? You're in the